Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. Today's video is a review of Magic Master of Metal #1 from Boom Studios. This is a one-shot from Acclaimed writer Mairghread Scott, artist Jorge Coehlo, and French Carlomagno. This special issue, when the fate of the multiverse is at stake, what game will the scheming Master of Metal play? So if you're familiar with the Magic mythology, you'll be a little bit more familiar with this character, but either way, I think it's a good it's a good issue to jump into, as it's going to set up a lot of things for 2022. So it goes on to say here that Tezzeret of Esper, the cruel artificer, now free of his former master Nicol Bolas, the God-Pharaoh of Amonkhet, has traveled across the multiverse seeking the answer to a question only he knows. Once he finds it, he will manipulate anyone necessary to do whatever it takes to claim his prize, but to what end? The debut of this is a 40-page one shot that will ignite the events coming up in the multiverse next year. Um, so as you guys may have seen, I reviewed recently Magic #1, volume #1, also from Boom, which followed three different planeswalkers. In this case, we meet up with the Master of Metal. And I find this very interesting because I don't know a lot about mythology from Magic, um, but I find these these characters very interesting. I played a little bit of Magic, so I know a little bit about these planeswalkers. This one's not somebody I was familiar with, but let's get into looking at the art, and we'll walk through a little bit of the story. And I'll try to keep this spoiler free for the most part. So one thing I really like is the character designs. I know a lot of these already come from the original art, but everything surrounding the characters, the world building, it's pretty important in a book like this, and I really like it. I think the art team does a great job here, especially with the assistant robot that we see throughout the issue. Um, but not only that, when it comes to action and conflict, and we even have very interesting coloring. I would say I think a lot of these because a lot of these planeswalkers have magic-based attacks, it is important to assign them a specific tone or color that goes in with the attributes that they bring from the game. So I think that's a very important part of adapting a story like this. I think this book fully succeeds. At 48 pages, the pacing is actually pretty good. I got through this book pretty fast, but always felt like there was something happening. And you kind of get to know the character in a way that feels like you want to get on his side, uh, but not really. So I don't know, that's a little bit conflicting here for me. But I like the characterization here. I also really like these panels of him talking to his assistant robot and trying to figure out how this will play out in the big story coming up in next year. Um, so yeah, he has a lot of questions of, if you're powerless, are you less important? And I think that's what this issue is dealing with, him getting that power back. um so like I said, I think I love the settings, all these places. I specifically like this panel here at the bottom with the SQ angle, the blood dripping. It just really, it brings a little bit of it makes it feel different, because throughout the whole issue we don't really see a lot of coloring, especially in this background where it's mostly ice or water looking. So the cool tones in the background highlighted with his powers as well as the blood. I think that really offsets the book. So overall, I very much enjoyed this, although I'm not the biggest Magic expert. I think this was a fun read. And at 48 pages, like I said, you get a complete story, but you're also setting up something pretty interesting for the future. In the first slide, you in the first in the first slide you I posted, I saw you guys could see the variant cover. So I love that Magic is doing different variants for their books. It makes it more of a collectible aspect, like the game. So anytime that one of these books comes out, I'll check it out. I'm reading Magic in trades, so I'm waiting for the volume 2 to drop of the actual Magic book. But it's nice to have another book that, even though it doesn't really tie into the story, it continues to build out the world and this multiverse, which I didn't know that the planeswalkers could just move through different dimensions in the Magic universe. That's pretty interesting. So, but let me know what you thought of the book. Leave a comment if you play Magic. If this is a character you're familiar with, let me know if you have a deck that you maybe play with. Maybe Commander would probably be um, the most logical format to pick Planeswalker like this. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. We got a bunch of comic reviews for DC, Marvel, and a lot of indie stuff this week. Also, we have some TV recaps, movie reviews, all that good stuff. And then on Sundays, we do our lives. So also remember to check out our Patreon. Link is in the description below. All that stuff really helps us do all these videos. So thanks for watching, everyone.